Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Tanvi Taneja, and with me is Manoj Singh Rana with the evening news. The headlines. India is working to become a global hub for artificial intelligence, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi. GST Council recommends release of 20,000 crore rupees as compensation by centre to states for revenue loss. Government removes requirement of minimum qualifying service for defence personnel for enhanced family pension. India successfully tests the supersonic missile-assisted release of Torpedo Smart. Harvey J. Alter and Charles M. Rice of US and Michael Houghton of Britain share Nobel Prize for Medicine for discovery of hepatitis C virus. And in IPL, Royal Challengers Bangalore take on Delhi Capitals in Dubai. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today inaugurated the summit RAISE 2020, Responsible Artificial Intelligence for Social Empowerment, through video conference. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister said that RAISE 2020 is a great effort to encourage discussion on artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence is a tribute to human intellectual power. The power to think enables humans to make tools and technologies. Today, these tools and technologies have also acquired the power to learn and think. In this, one key emerging technology is AI. The teamwork of AI with humans can do wonders for our planet.
The Prime Minister said India has experienced that technology improves transparency and service delivery, and we want India to become a global hub for artificial intelligence.
In the pandemic situation, we saw how India's digital readiness was of great help. We reach out to the people with help at the earliest and in the most efficient manner. India is rapidly expanding its optical fiber network. The aim is to provide every village with high-speed internet connectivity. Now, we want India to become a global hub for AI. Many Indians are already working on this area. Our approach to this is powered by core principle of teamwork, trust, collaboration, responsibility, and inclusivity.
The Prime Minister said India has recently adopted National Education Policy 2020, which focuses on technology-based learning and skilling as a major part of education.
E-courses will also be developed in various regional languages and dialects. This whole effort will benefit from natural language processing capabilities AI platforms. We launch Responsible AI for Youth program this year in April. Under this program, more than 11,000 students from schools completed the basic course. They are now building their AI projects.
Minister of Electronics and IT Ravi Shankar Prasad said the Prime Minister is very passionate about transforming the lives of people. He said technology keeps evolving at a rapid pace, but we welcome AI because it has the enormous potential to generate development, bring in further equity and delivery of services. Niti Aayog CEO Amitabh Kant said that India's digitization efforts driven by Prime Minister Narendra Modi through Aadhaar, UPI, GST and National Digital Health Mission have created an opportunity for artificial intelligence to be leveraged to increase transparency and improve governance outcomes while safeguarding personal data and privacy. He said India's unique diversity in terms of language, culture and development challenges make it the perfect garage for the development of solutions that can address global challenges. He said the future development and progress of the world is intricately linked with leveraging AI knowledge to push social empowerment. He said with more than 600 million internet users, India is very uniquely positioned to take advantage of the AI revolution. Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology and Niti Aayog are organizing the Mega Virtual Summit on Artificial Intelligence, which will continue till the 9th of October. The summit will discuss cross-sector subjects like leveraging AI for pandemic preparedness, the impetus that innovation places on digitization, inclusive AI and partnerships for successful innovation. In our special series on the occasion of 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi, we bring you Bapu Ki Baat. Here is an excerpt from a post-prayer speech at Sodhpur in West Bengal, in which Mahatma Gandhi ji had talked about culture and civilization.
कोई भी कल्चर कहो, सभ्यता कहो, संस्कृति कहो, तो हम अपने आप ही बच सकते, दूसरा कोई हमको बचाने वाला नहीं। एक महावाक्य है, संस्कृत में भी है और क्रिश्चियों में भी, इस्लाम में भी है, सब जगह पे कि हर एक मनुष्य को अपनी संस्कृति को मानी अपनापन की रक्षा वही कर सकता है, दूसरा नहीं कर सकता है।
The centre will disburse nearly 20,000 crore rupees among the states tonight from the amount collected as compensation cess this year. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman made the announcement today after the 42nd GST Council meet. Briefing the media in New Delhi, the Finance Minister informs that by next week, the centre will also disburse 24,000 crore rupees collected under integrated GST to those states that received less amount due to the anomalies. Ms. Sitharaman informed that the GST Council has deferred the decision on the mode of payment of pending GST compensation share of the states to the 21st of October meeting of the Council. She said that about 20 to 21 states chose the option given by the centre, which allowed the states to borrow to cover the compensation shortfall. However, other states, she said, did not choose any option and wanted the centre to borrow and pay the shortfall. Revenue Secretary Ajay Bhushan Pandey, who was also present during the media briefing, informed that starting from the 1st of January next year, taxpayers worth less than 5 crore rupees annual turnover will not be required to file monthly GSTR-1 and GSTR-3B returns. He said they will now have to file it on a quarterly basis. The GST Council meeting today was attended by Finance Minister of all states and Union territories. Union Minority Affairs Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi today said that the agriculture reform legislations are the guarantee of happiness and prosperity in life of crores of the farmers of the country. These legislative measures will ensure economic empowerment of farmers by providing them freedom from the clutches of middlemen. The minister was addressing farmers during Kisan Chaupal at village Lodhipur in Moradabad district of Uttar Pradesh.
In a major announcement giving huge benefit to Defence Forces personnel, the government today scrapped the requirement of minimum qualifying service for enhanced family pension with effect from 1st of October 2019. As per the existing provision, there is a requirement of continuous qualifying service of 7 years for grant of ordinary family pension at an enhanced rate to the next of kin of Defence Forces personnel. The requirement of continuous qualifying service of 7 years is done away with, effect from 1st of October 2019. Additionally, Defence Forces personnel who died within 10 years before the 1st of October 2019 without completing continuous service of 7 years, their family will also be eligible for family pension at the enhanced rates. Family pension at enhanced rate is calculated at the rate of 50% of last emoluments, whereas normally it is 30% of the last pay drawn. Supersonic missile-assisted release of torpedo SMART was successfully flight tested today from Wheeler Island in Odisha. Defence Research and Development Organisation (DRDO) said all the mission objectives, including missile flight up to the range and altitude, separation of the nose cone, release of torpedo and deployment of velocity reduction mechanism were met perfectly. SMART is a missile-assisted release of lightweight anti-submarine torpedo system for anti-submarine warfare or ASW operations far beyond the torpedo range. The launch and demonstration are significant in establishing anti-submarine warfare capabilities. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh congratulated the DRDO scientists and other stakeholders for this important feat. Secretary, Department of Defence R&D, and Chairman DRDO, Dr. G. Satish Reddy said that SMART is a game-changer technology demonstration in the anti-submarine warfare. Indian Air Force is deployed strongly in the Ladakh region to deal with any contingency. Addressing media in New Delhi today, IAF Chief, Air Chief Marshal RKS Bhadoria said they are very well positioned and have made deployment in all relevant areas in Ladakh. On China's build-up in view of the border standoff, the IAF chief said there is no question of underestimating one's adversary. He added that Indian Air Force capabilities have surprised its adversary. The Air Chief Marshal also said IAF is ready for any possible conflict, including for a two-front war. He said that emerging threats mandate us to have robust capabilities of the Indian Air Force.
The emerging threat scenario in our neighborhood and beyond mandates a need to have a robust capability to fight across the entire spectrum of warfare. We conduct bilateral and multilateral exercises with leading air forces of the world. Operationally, we are amongst the best. Our vision is to continue to scale up our combat capability and credibility as a force to reckon through modernization and operational training, and substantially increase indigenous equipment to achieve self-reliance and strategic autonomy.
Chief Election Commissioner Sunil Arora has said that conducting free, fair and participative and safe elections in Bihar is a priority. Mr. Arora said this during a brief meeting organized by the Election Commission of India for observers to be deployed for the forthcoming Bihar Legislative Assembly elections, as also by-elections across the states. Speaking to the observers, Mr. Arora gave a global perspective on the impact of COVID-19 on election schedules around the world and the detailed deliberation and assessments done by the Commission before taking the decision to conduct elections in Bihar. He stressed the need to be extra careful as this election will be keenly watched by the world community, being the largest election in the world to be held amid the pandemic. During the meeting, Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra pointed out that 2 election expenditure observers have already been appointed by the Commission, and if required, more special observers would also be appointed as the election process progresses. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs has entered into an MOU with Swiggy, one of the leading food delivery platforms, to onboard street food vendors on its e-commerce platform. The MOU aims at giving the street food vendors online access to thousands of consumers and help them grow their businesses. The arrangement has been facilitated under the Pradhan Mantri Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi PM Swanidhi scheme. The Ministry and Swiggy will run a pilot program by onboarding 250 vendors across 5 cities, namely Ahmedabad, Chennai, Delhi, Indore and Varanasi. The street vendors will be helped with PAN and FSSAI registration, training on technology, menu digitization and pricing, along with hygiene and packaging best practices. Upon the successful completion of the pilot program, the Urban Affairs Ministry and Swiggy plan to expand this initiative across the country in phases. In a first-of-its-kind initiative, the Urban Affairs Ministry has coordinated with the key stakeholders, including municipal corporations, FSSAI, Swiggy and GST officials, to ensure that necessary prerequisites are completed for this initiative.
The Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Delhi, has announced the Joint Entrance Examination JEE Advanced Result 2020 today. Chirag Falor of IIT Bombay Zone has topped the common rank list in the JEE Advanced this year. He has obtained 352 out of 396 marks. From the Mumbai division alone, 24 students have ranked in top 100 candidates of the JEE. Gangula Bhuvan Reddy has obtained the 2nd rank, and the 3rd rank was bagged by Vaibhav Raj. Kanishka Mittal is the national topper among the females. Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank has congratulated IIT Delhi for successfully conducting the exam and announcing the results in time. A total number of 43,204 candidates have qualified the examination, including 6,707 females. Students can access their results on the website result.jeeadv.ac.in.
You're listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. India is working to become a global hub for artificial intelligence, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi. GST Council recommends release of 20,000 crore rupees as compensation by centre to states for revenue loss. Government removes requirement of minimum qualifying service for defence personnel for enhanced family pension. India successfully tests the supersonic missile-assisted release of Torpedo Smart. Harvey J. Alter and Charles M. Rice of US and Michael Horton of Britain share Nobel Prize for Medicine for discovery of hepatitis C virus. And in IPL, Royal Challengers Bangalore take on Delhi Capitals in Dubai. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter handle at @AIR News Alerts.
News Services Division of All India Radio brings to you program Employment News in association with the Publications Division, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. An effective platform for information on job vacancies, training programs, admission notices, results and career advice with experts. Every day at 4:20 p.m. on FM Gold and other frequencies and on our YouTube channel AIR News Official.
Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan has said that strengthening emergency preparedness and risk management are key to addressing health risks posed by emerging diseases and for progress towards sustainable development goals. Dr. Harshvardhan said this while virtually presiding over WHO Executive Board special session on COVID-19 response. He said therapeutic, diagnostics and vaccines for the whole world are the only way out of this pandemic, and the global collaboration is of paramount importance.
All these challenges, such as the present pandemic, demand a shared response because these are shared threats requiring shared responsibility to act. This shared responsibility is also the core philosophy of our alliance of member nations that comprise the World Health Organization. We all understand that therapeutics, diagnostics and vaccines for the whole world is the only way out of this pandemic. Global collaboration is paramount. Governments, industry and philanthropy must pool resources to pay for the research, manufacturing and distribution, but with the condition that the rewards should be available to everyone regardless of where they have been developed.
The Health Minister added, the whole world continues to look upon World Health Organization to pave the way for a brighter and disease-free world.
The whole world continues to look upon all of us here at the World Health Organization to pave the way for a brighter and disease-free world with the utter belief that we are all God's children. Even as the human tragedy caused by the pandemic of 35 million affected and more than 1 million dead breaks our hearts, we have to be conscious of the fact that billions around the world are looking at our organization with high hopes and expectations.
Government has said that the country's COVID-19 recovery rate has reached 84.34%. In the last 24 hours, more than 76,000 people recovered from COVID-19. The Health Ministry said total number of recoveries have reached over 55,86,000. The constantly increasing recoveries have ensured that the actual caseload of the country has considerably reduced and currently comprises only 14.11% of the total positive cases. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is 9,34,000. In the last 24 hours, 74,442 new cases have been reported, taking the total number of positive cases in the country to over 66,23,000. In the same period, 903 deaths were reported, taking the toll to 1,02,685. The recovery rate of COVID patients in Delhi stands at 90.21%. The city recorded recovery of 3,588 patients in the last 24 hours, taking the total number of recovered patients till date to 2,63,938. With increased testing, the city has achieved the remarkable mark of conducting 1,74,598 corona tests per million of its population. A total of 1,947 new confirmed cases of coronavirus were reported in the national capital during the last 24 hours. With this, the total number of COVID cases in the city has reached to 2,92,560. The Delhi government confirmed 32 deaths in the last 24 hours, taking the total to 5,542. The total number of active corona cases in the city now stands at 23,080. Kerala continues to report rise in COVID cases as 5,042 new cases were confirmed today. The death toll in the state rose to 859 as 23 more deaths due to COVID were confirmed. 4,640 recoveries were also reported today. The total active COVID cases in Kerala rose to 84,873.
India and Israel today agreed to continue and advance bilateral cooperation in the fight against coronavirus with emphasis on technological cooperation and tests. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today spoke with his Israeli counterpart Benjamin Netanyahu. Both the leaders agreed to hold a digital conference on innovation in the field of solar energy. This will jointly achieve more inexpensive solutions that will benefit the economies of both the countries and the entire world. US President Donald Trump has continued to improve after his COVID-19 diagnosis and could be discharged from hospital today. In a video posted on Twitter, Mr. Trump said he is feeling much better now and that the next few days would be the real test. US President's COVID-19 diagnosis, which he made public in a tweet early on Friday, has appended his election campaign. A number of people around the President have tested positive, including First Lady Melania Trump.
The Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has said that emission of norms for tractors will be applicable from October next year, and for construction equipment vehicles, the norms will be applicable from April next year. The Ministry has notified amendment to Central Motor Vehicle Rules 1989 on the 30th of September 2020, deferring the applicability date for implementing the next stage of emission norms for tractors and construction equipment vehicles. The Ministry had received a request in this regard from the Ministry of Agriculture, tractor manufacturers and agriculture associations. Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar has said that a detailed plan will be prepared to improve the quality of zoos across the country. He said budget allocation will be enhanced to improve the experience of people who visit zoos. As part of the Wildlife Week 2020, Mr. Javadekar today virtually interacted with children and gave away the Prani Mitra Award. He congratulated all the awardees who have shown exemplary compassion towards zoo animals. Mr. Javadekar said government is committed to create more zoos in the country and efforts will be made to promote public participation in conservation of wildlife. He said development of zoos and sanctuaries can ensure coordination between wildlife and humans.
नेशनल हाईवे जो बनते हैं उसके थोड़े थोड़े अंतर पर सीमेंट के एक छोटा प्लेटफॉर्म भी बनाते हैं ताकि उस प्लेटफॉर्म पर आकर वो बैठ सके और गर्मी पा सके, लेकिन सड़क पर नहीं आएंगे तो मरेंगे नहीं। ये भी एक अच्छा प्रयोग शुरू हुआ। दूसरा प्रश्न था काजीरंगा में जो प्राणी आते हैं, खासकर गेंडा भी है और बाकी भी प्राणी है, वो पूर्व जो बाढ़ आती है तो बाढ़ के बाद बड़ा प्रॉब्लम आता है। इसके लिए हमने एक नया उपाय किया हाईलैंड्स बनाने का।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has condoled the passing away of Justice A.S. Dave, former judge, as well as acting Chief Justice of the Gujarat High Court. In a message, Mr. Modi said he will be remembered for his contributions to the legal field. Nobel Award in the field of medicine has been announced. Americans Harvey J. Alter and Charles M. Rice and British scientist Michael Houghton have been chosen for the Nobel Prize for Medicine today for the discovery of the hepatitis C virus. The head of the Nobel Committee, Thomas Perlman, announced the winners in Stockholm. The prestigious award comes with a gold medal and prize money of 10 million Swedish kronor. The medicine prize carries particular significance this year due to the coronavirus pandemic, which has highlighted the importance of medical research. WHO estimates that there are over 7 crore cases of hepatitis worldwide and 4 lakh deaths each year due to it. The disease is chronic and a major cause of liver inflammation and cancer. The award is the first of the 6 prizes to be announced through October 12th.
In the IPL cricket, the match between Royal Challengers Bangalore and Delhi Capitals is underway in Dubai. Put into bat first, Delhi Capitals were 139 for 3 in 15 overs when reports last came in. The equity benchmarks today gained for the third consecutive session amid a broad up move in the global markets. Rupee, however, logged depreciation of 16 paise against the US currency due to dollar buying by banks. A report from the business world.
Starting off on a high note, the 30-share BSE Sensex zoomed to settle at 38,974, up 277 points. Likewise, the broader NSE Nifty rose 86 points to close at 11,503. In the forex market, the rupee depreciated by 16 paise to close at 73 rupees and 29 paise against the US dollar. Gold prices fell by 389 rupees to 51,192 rupees per 10 grams in the national capital. And in intraday trade, Brent crude prices were trading around $40.90 per barrel, while WTI crude prices were around $38.70 per barrel. This is Lalema Aneja Dang with Sanjeev Kumar Singh for AIR News.
The central government has termed the claim of monthly payment of 3,000 rupees in the bank account of everybody under Pradhan Mantri Man Dhan Yojana as fake. The claim is circulating in a YouTube video. The Press Information Bureau said the claim is fake as the government is not giving 3,000 rupees per month under such scheme.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. National capital Delhi will have a mainly clear sky. It will have a minimum temperature of 18 degrees Celsius and a maximum of around 35 degrees. In Mumbai, city will experience generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature will be 26 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 31 degrees. Chennai will have generally cloudy sky. The temperature will hover between 27 and 35 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will witness a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature in the metropolis will be 27 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 35 degrees. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature will be 17 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while the maximum will be around 35 degrees. The city will have a mainly clear sky. Srinagar and Leh will also have a mainly clear sky, while the temperature in Srinagar will hover between 6 and 27 degrees Celsius. In Leh, the minimum temperature will be around 2 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 21 degrees. Gilgit will experience a mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The temperature will hover between 7 and 30 degrees Celsius. In Muzaffarabad, there will be a mainly clear sky as well. The minimum temperature will be 12 degrees and the maximum will be around 34 degrees Celsius. In Dehradun, the temperature will hover between 19 and 33 degrees Celsius. The city will have a mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. In Chandigarh, there will be a mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature will be 19 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 36 degrees. In Hyderabad, the minimum temperature will be 23 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 33 degrees. The city will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. In Ahmedabad, the minimum temperature will be 25 degrees, while the maximum would be around 35 degrees. It will have a partly cloudy sky. Patna will experience rain or thunder showers towards evening or night. The minimum temperature in the city will be 26 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 32 degrees. Guwahati will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature in the city will be 25 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 34 degrees. And now, before we close, the headlines once again. India is working to become a global hub for artificial intelligence, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi. GST Council recommends release of 20,000 crore rupees as compensation by centre to states for revenue loss. Government removes requirement of minimum qualifying service for defence personnel for enhanced family pension. India successfully tests the supersonic missile-assisted release of Torpedo Smart. Harvey J. Alter and Charles M. Rice of the US and Michael Houghton of Britain share Nobel Prize for Medicine for discovery of hepatitis C virus. And in IPL, Royal Challengers Bangalore take on Delhi Capitals in Dubai. And before we wind up the bulletin, we leave you with Bapu's favorite bhajan, Vaishnava Janto, sung by artists from Cuba.